You begin by noticing how naturally the word I appears in thought. I am seeking. I want truth. I am moving closer. The presence of this I is rarely questioned. It is assumed to be the center from which effort, intention, and understanding arise. Ibn Arabi enters this inquiry not as a mystic of feeling, but as a precise examiner of assumptions. He does not ask you to abandon the self. He asks you to look at how it is constructed. The Quran introduces a destabilizing premise. I breathed into him of my spirit. 1529. If awareness is breathed into existence rather than generated by it, then individuality is not the source of consciousness. You did not manufacture awareness. You found yourself aware. The question becomes unavoidable. If the self did not originate awareness, what exactly is this I claiming to be? Ibn Arabi lived in a world saturated with learning. Andalusia was a crossroads of jurists, theologians, philosophers, and mystics. Knowledge was debated, refined, and systematized. Intellectual mastery was admired, yet Ibn Arabi observed something subtle. As knowledge expanded, certainty did not. Disciplines multiplied, but clarity remained elusive. Each answer generated further questions. Each method promised arrival later. The Quran articulates this hierarchy with precision. Above every possessor of knowledge is one more knowing. 1276. For Ibn Arabi, this was not a call to endless accumulation. It was a warning. If knowledge continues upward indefinitely, then no conceptual structure can be final. Something more fundamental must precede knowing itself. You speak naturally in terms of possession, my thoughts, my life, my understanding. Yet when examined, ownership dissolves. Thoughts arise without permission. Life unfolds without consultation. Understanding appears, then fades. Ibn Arabi traces this confusion to identification. The self assumes ownership over what merely passes through awareness. What is claimed as mine was never authored by the claimant. The Quran states the matter without ambiguity. Everything is perishing except his face. 2888. If all forms, including identities, thoughts, and roles, are perishing, then ownership itself is temporary. What remains cannot be possessed. The self survives by mistaking continuity of appearance for permanence of control. The question sharpens. If nothing endures as property, what is the self actually defending? Seeking assumes distance. There is a here and a there, a seeker and a goal. Movement seems required. Ibn Arabi challenges this structure by questioning its premise. What if distance is conceptual rather than actual? What if separation exists only in thought? The Quran states, "We are nearer to him than his jugular vein." 5016. Nearness here is not spatial, it is ontological. The real is not close in the way objects are close. It is inseparable from awareness itself. You do not approach it. You do not arrive at it. If nearness is absolute, then seeking does not reduce distance. It reinforces the belief that distance exists. The inquiry turns inward. How can movement reveal what was never elsewhere? Awareness is often treated as a possession, something you have. Ibn Arabi reverses this orientation. Awareness is not owned. It reveals. It is not a container. It is a capacity through which appearances become known. The Quran articulates recognition rather than acquisition. We will show them our signs on the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. 4153 signs are not created by the observer. They are disclosed to awareness. Knowing occurs as reflection, not control. In Ibn Arabi's metaphysics, existence is the real knowing itself through forms. Consciousness is not personal in origin. Personality is a configuration within consciousness. This destabilizes identity. If awareness precedes the one who claims it, where does individuality truly begin? Knowledge promises clarity. Each concept suggests proximity to truth. Yet Ibn Arabi observed that accumulation often strengthens the very identity that obstructs realization. To know about truth is not the same as being undone by it. As long as knowledge reinforces the sense of being a knower, distance remains intact. The Quran repeats its warning. Above every possessor of knowledge is one more knowing. 1276. This hierarchy never terminates at the individual. No amount of understanding completes the structure. When knowledge becomes a possession, it delays recognition. Ibn Arabi does not dismiss learning. He repositions it. Knowledge has value only until it exposes its own limitation. The question becomes precise. At what point does understanding stop pointing and start obstructing? Seeking depends on continuity of self. There must be someone who persists across effort and time. Ibn Arabi shows that this continuity is assumed, not verified. The self is a process, not an essence. It survives by postponement, by imagining fulfillment as future. The Quran offers a corrective orientation. Indeed, we belong to God, and to Him we return. 2:156. Belonging precedes effort. Return is not movement through space. It is recognition of origin. When this is seen, the seeker loses its foundation. What remains is not absence. It is clarity. The one who sought dissolves into the awareness that was always present. The unresolved tension resolves itself. When the seeker disappears, seeking ends without loss. What remains is not an achievement. It is not an altered state. It is understanding without ownership. Ibn Arabi describes reality as unity, appearing as multiplicity, without division in essence. The real is not opposed to the world. It is expressed through it. The Quran seals this insight with precision. He is the first and the last, the manifest and the hidden. 57:3. There is nothing outside this, no separate observer, no final distance to cross. Stillness arises not as silence, but as resolution. Thought continues, life continues, but the claim of separateness no longer governs perception. There is no conclusion to announce, only the absence of the question that once demanded an answer.